Hey everyone, Tree here, and I hope you're all having an amazing day. We're back on the Wilderness SMP. It is time for episode number 9, and this is a big one. We're building all the terraforming, so we're getting down and dirty with terraforming today around the outside of my mega base. But also stick around because I'll give you a tour of what it looks like, and also the library that we're going to be making as one of our first interiors. But this is day number 1 of the terraforming adventure, and it was an interesting one. I wasn't too sure. This is about the 3rd iteration in my mind that way to go for. We did play in creative a little bit. I just didn't quite like how it was coming across, unfortunately, with the big walls around the outside. And after asking our good old ChatGPT friend, I put my build in as a Minecraft picture and asked it to make a real life interpretation of the picture. I'll pop it on the screen, you'll see it just now. And this is what actually led to give me the inspiration to want to make it more natural. So you can see here on the left hand side we started to sort of just, grind out, digging down a little bit, making it a little bit more natural than sort of the normal sort of Minecraft terrain. So we made our custom nether portal on the left hand side, just kind of as if it's engulfed by the mountain almost on the left hand side, and then built these sort of faces all the way up. And a big shout out to, I was live streaming on TikTok live, and somebody suggested to make a waterfall. Thank you very much, because that has definitely made it a lot more vibrant on that left hand side. Really love it. You'll see it when the trees go in a minute. It really adds to it. Once I popped up another beacon here, you can see I start to get grinding with the digging and sort of take a lot of the levels out and just make the sort of terrain just a little bit more interesting. Even these integration parts down at the bottom, where you've got obviously the bridge and the arches, I really felt it was necessary to kind of bring that round and just again make the build feel engulfed by the mountain, as if it's dug into it or slipped into the mountain over time. And there'll be a lot more things I want to do in the future to help with that, with vines and leaves and leaf litter, and we'll add all of that into the build in the future date. We'll just continue to evolve this over time and make it look more aged as we go. So I started to remove a lot of the torches. We started to use some shroom lights with the moss carpets, so it kind of looks a little bit more natural. With the shaders on, it's a little bit more obvious. With no shaders on, obviously it just looks like it's just slightly lit up, and it's a bit more natural. But it looks really nice, and obviously helps with the despawning or the lack of spawning of mobs just by lighting up a base. And I don't want torches littered around, so that's one really neat way of being able to get the ground lit up without necessarily having torches all everywhere. So shroom light, any sort of block of light with a carpet, green or moss carpet, will help you with that. So continue with the rock formations up the top here. I just started to blend it into the top of the cathedral by putting a lot more dirt, stone, mossy cobblestone, andesite, tuff in there, and it kind of blends it in really nice. You can see the terrain here obviously going all the way up the side of the build, and now just sort of blends in and as if it's meant to be there. I might go back and add some green into it later. But now time for the custom trees. And if anyone's watched my Dragonfell videos or any time I'm building trees on stream, I'm never the biggest fan. I should really practice these first. I did kind of wing it, but it's all dark oak, and we also used the nether brick walls, and at the top it was the fence and gates, dark oak as well, that we use. So it starts off with like the logs and stuff at the bottom, then into the walls, then into obviously the thinner gates and fences at the top, to kind of give the illusion of the actual trunk of a tree, and then it's dark oak leaves around the outside. There is a bit of a biome change here. You might notice in the bottom right hand corner here, the leaves are a bit lighter, and as you go up the build they're a bit darker. There is a biome change. I didn't actually realise that till we got to building the trees. So nothing I can do about that, but there is a slight colour variation with the leaves due to that biome change. But yeah, we decided to get quite a few in. The left-hand side, there was quite a few more. Obviously, we're up to about the 3rd day of streaming now, each stream being about 4 hours, and that's about my build time session I have when I'm doing this project. I normally build it when I'm streaming, don't normally do it when I'm not streaming. I'll occasionally will add in little details when I have a spare time here and there with around the family. But yeah, I think the trees turned out okay. Considering I winged it on stream and we just kind of were talking, yapping, and just trying to make them look as if they were natural sort of trees to be there, I still want to improve them. There's things I would like to add, different leaves, different textures, and things that we'll do, and maybe even more smaller trees around the build. So we'll do that maybe in the future to make it more dense and more forest-like around the outside. And likewise with the middle of the build here, it wasn't quite what I had originally intended. I was going to do willow trees with the pale oak, but decided against it. I thought with the grey it might blend in too much to the build and it wouldn't stand out. So that's why we went with the green in the middle, and I think it turned out pretty well. So you'll see in the sort of pan up shot just in a second, as we kind of go around here with the final trees coming in, that green on white then does stand out a little bit better. So I am happy with the decision. I think it turned out really neat, and this terraforming just brings the build more alive and basically completes now most of what I envisioned, at least for this build, in a survival SMP scenario. So very difficult, no practice as usual, but we kind of did it. I think it turned out quite well, and I'll give you a wee pan back shot in a minute, and I'll hand you over to Tree. I'll give you a little bit of a tour from the ground perspective. We'll fly around, show you what it's all about, and then give you a little sneak peek to the future. And if you've been watching my Twitch, you know what I've been doing. But yeah, let's have a little look at the future of our build from there. So take it away, Tree, and thank you very much for watching. Lovely stuff. Thank you very much for watching our little time lapse. So yeah, so let's just take you for a little bit of a tour from this angle. I am honestly so happy with it. It blends in so nice to the rest of the build now compared to what it was. What I'll do is I'll just jump kind of quickly into free cam, because it's obviously a little bit easier sometimes to explain what we've done. But yeah, even from, like I said, the parts where I wanted it to blend in, like fall into the actual build. Yeah, I've added a few bits. I think I want to add a little bit more and maybe start to fix this section to the left-hand side in the future. But overall, I'm actually really happy with it. You know, some of this connectivity with the path that actually goes into the build itself is great. Up here, you've got the little waterfall that was made as a suggestion. So it kind of goes from the top sort of pool here, then in sort of a secondary pool, and then sort of finally down to the bottom. I thought it was a really great suggestion, so thank you very much to those who did suggest that. And then, yeah, all the little details is all around the custom trees, the little rock formations on the left. Yeah, super, super happy with. If I just fly just quickly over to the right, very, very similar. I did eventually add in off camera a little bit of a sort of an old monument that was up here to the right hand side. And it gave me, I'm wondering, again, I mean, you guys could tell me whether I should keep it modern. I did wonder whether I should cause some destruction somewhere, to whether I should make it a little bit more abandoned and broken and sort of dystopian-esque, you know, that type of feel. I'm not too sure. I might just keep it as is, but I know that I'll probably want to add a little bit more integration of other colors later and make it feel a little bit more run down and broken. So yes, I added a few more custom smaller trees in around the build as well, which I don't know if they were in the time lapse. I can't remember. I'm doing this afterwards, but yeah, another little path here to the right hand side, kind of going into the build, and yeah, I think it's turned out really nice. So I'll kind of fly over it, and I think it's turned out, I am really happy with it. I mean, I can't honestly complain. It's been a lot of hard work since we've started doing these episodes back in like March, and it's obviously now the 4th of September that I'm obviously recording this audio tonight, and for the most part it's turned out like as well as I could have hoped. I know that I'm probably going to add in a lot more details later. I need to get rid of these guys. Around the outside I want to put like mannequins and like all sorts of different stuff to kind of bring the story a little bit more alive, like maybe markets in here, market stalls, and bring just more life to the streets of the actual city, and then more details in here as well. I think would be pretty neat. Like beehives might be really good to add some animals maybe kicking about. And then I say I've maybe showed this before in a previous video, I think I did, is just bringing a little bit more of this aging to the build, whether that be the leaf litter or the pale oak carpets, the sort of the vines and stuff as well, and the glow lichen. So I bring those in too. I think I want to. I think that'll definitely take time to implement and add in. But yeah, so happy with it. So really pleased. We'll get obviously every bit of feedback has been amazing. It's kept me going. I felt really inspired to kind of keep going with this build. And every time someone sees it, they always tell me it's really nice. So that's thank you to every single person who does watch, does comment, like, share, drops into the live streams. I can't thank you all enough. Now, what I thought I'd do to end the video today is to show you a little bit of a teaser of what we're actually working on. This will be all the footage that will be in a future video. If you do want to catch a live stream over on Twitch, I do live stream on Twitch and TikTok. I sometimes stream on YouTube as well. It just really depends. My computer's not good enough to handle all three. But yeah, if you want to catch some videos in the future live, you'll already know what I've been up to. And I'll kind of dive in. So this is one of the, well, I'll be the second proper interior with detailing that I've made. First one being a little bit of a ground floor storage. And this is going to be our grand library. So I have started to do the build design for this. This will be all in the next episode in the future. So it gives you something a little bit to look forward to. And I'll show you this when it's done. Not quite finished just yet. I've just started adding in arches and the details on the inside. But I'll leave you there for now. I'm going to put up some panoramic shots of the build stage this far. So for those, I think it's like the 20%, 10% of people that's made it this far in one of my videos. I'll put a little bit of panoramics of the build so far in the sort of the time-lapse flashback footage, which I just really adds to the emphasis on this build and makes it really stand out. So extra wee bit of footage for those at the end. But yeah, as of episode number 9, the terraforming is now all done. It's looking absolutely spectacular. I'm really happy with it. And it's getting me closer and closer to where we can release this on Patreon. For people to get their hands on it and play around with it, maybe add their own sort of aspect to it. And I think on the live streams, we're just starting to now grind the interiors. So the first one's going to be our library that's going to go here. The second one will be the completion of our storage hall. We've only got the ground floor and we have one more floor to add. And you can see the sort of balcony here. So I would like the second floor to kind of run right across. So we'll need to come up with some sort of like roof sort of dome effect at the bottom. Maybe some sort of bubble elevator down here to just beside where I'm standing, and then have an extra additional floor up the top. So that'll be the next one. So in the next video, I had assumed that I would do the library, I would finish off the storage, and then we might even get as far as adding in the market stalls for inside here for my villagers to come into. So there's going to be little market stalls around here, each of the different villager types that I want to add in. So we'll add them down below here. A little bit of a staircase will be added, and then we'll do the above. So quite a lot, and that's only just the ones that are here. Naturally, we've still got that silverfish is still there. We've still got a lot more buildings here on the left-hand side to do interiors for. So hopefully by episode number 10, which will be the next one, it'll mainly just be all interiors and detailing that we have left to do. So I'm not going to get it all done in this episode. Unfortunately, it's been quite a long time between starting a brand new hardcore world on the live streams and then obviously making this build, taking it to this stage. I've kind of not had much time recently. Son's birthday was there. My daughter's birthday's been in there since the last episode too. A holiday. So we've not had much time to make a lot of progress on the base. But we've done enough that I thought I'd drop you a little update for today's episode. And again, thank you very much for everyone who does like, subscribe, comment. It's all free. I really appreciate the support. And we are getting there for our watch hours. Eventually we'll get there one day. So yeah. But thank you very much. My name has been Tree. Enjoy this little panoramic sort of video at the end of all the different footage that I captured of my finished build. You got a little bit of a teaser in the intro. I'll add a lot of them now, a little bit slower. And if you guys want to see the build at the end in your own time, and you're more welcome to watch that. But for now, my name has been Tree. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll speak to you all in episode number 10 or in a live stream where we'll be working on the interiors, getting this base to completion. So again, thank you very much. Take care, folks. And I'll speak to you all again in the future. See you later. Bye.